guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. I'm very sorry that you had to miss me for a couple of days. I had major internet problems, so I couldn't do anything. I tried to update you a little bit on Twitter, so I hope you followed me there, but there was no way possible for me to record and upload a video, so this one is the first one. And I think it took too long for one gentleman or a woman, because we have one unsubscriber unfortunately on the channel, but all good, no worries. I just quickly want to start off with the CPI data. That was of course the most important this week. You probably have seen it already. Inflation coming down again a little bit from 8.3 to 8.2, but the major problem was the core inflation. That one is spiking up, jumping up to 6.6. There's a new high for this year, and that is the biggest problem. Difference between CPI and core inflation is that fuel and food is not in this chart, so everything else just became much more expensive. In other words, the let's say quote-unquote regular inflation is coming down a little bit, so that's good to see, but the core inflation doesn't. And this combined with a strong labor market, a low unemployment rate, it's all green light for the Fed to keep on rising interest rates in the next couple months and periods to come. Because nothing is breaking yet, other than that the core inflation is still going up. So there is absolutely no signal at all for them to stop rising interest rates or lower them. So 0.75 is a 100% guarantee. Maybe if some data comes out in the next 2-3 weeks they will do 1%, but I don't think so. I think also right now 99% of all the people think that 75 basis points is a guarantee. Right, let's quickly head over to Bitcoin, because this was where we kind of left off with the chart. I need to extend this a little bit, and there we also have that white line that is actually not so pretty. And I was thinking, well, sometimes you need to maybe redraw it a little bit. There are two ways to do this. You could say, hey, we are right now kind of bouncing off that bottom line right here, or we need to put it here. Then we can still have some room to the downside if you don't want to bounce off here. There was then here approximately the point of control, and then to go higher, but that is because we're here on a 4-hourly chart, still a bit of a move. We're talking about a bit more than 1% down possibly. So yeah, I really actually don't want to see it underneath, let's say that approximately 19k or 18,800. That will be quite problematic, but for now let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's just move the line a little bit like this, and then of course this was right when the CPI came out. I also updated you on Twitter, said this looks so ugly. This is just kind of a slow rollover, no real pump, and then eventually you just have this massive wick on the news. And surprisingly we went up. I have to say I did not really saw that coming. I actually really thought, because we were rolling over so slowly here, that I thought, okay, this is it. Now we are finally going to take out the liquidity underneath 17,600. This is going to be the big drop to the bottom, and then we can go look further from there. But of course that didn't happen. We kind of bounce up, we're back in the range, so it would be nice if we can maybe have some sideways action and then go higher to approximately, let's say here, the 2,000 or 2,500, and try to grab that liquidity that we already talked about. That's why we still have that box here from this level, and this level. That actually would be very nice if that could happen. Like I said, there's so much liquidity, there's so many stops above it, and then we can just also extend the box. And above that, we still have the golden pocket, that is this box right here, that's approximately 21,000. It just slightly changed because we have now a different bottom. I drew here the line SFP. Now we also SFP this, so that is perfectly, so we can also move this one actually to this bottom right here. This also could be a possible SFP in the future, swing fill pattern, meaning that we go underneath, then we go up and we close above. And if we would really go higher, then of course we can still look at 22,000, or here at this top 22,600, but I think that's right now still pretty far away. Let's be honest, when we were here, then I really thought we are going to go higher, grab the liquidity, and that didn't happen. So this was a little bit of an ugly distribution phase. You could say, well, it was an M pattern, so it definitely played out. Yeah, then in that case you're absolutely right. But still, like I said, we still have quite some liquidity now above these highs here, and you want to take them out if you really want to nuke south, so that actually would be nice. Also right here on this top right now is still quite some shorts building up, and this is kind of now the retracement that we're seeing. To the downside, like I said, if we are going lower, then you don't really want to go much lower than 19,000 to 18,800. That is then it becomes quite ugly again, because then you also have a strong move to the upside from here, and then it retraces most of the move, and that actually is a bearish sign. If you are a bull, then you want to see a big move up, a bit of a retrace down, and then higher. So if the retraces are short, so let's say to the 38.2 of the fib or the 0.5 golden pocket, but that's kind of where I draw the line in the sand, and from there you want to go higher, because if you already retrace more than 50% of the move, that means that there's also some weak hands. But if the move, if the retracement is just a little bit, it just shows that buyers are saying right away, we find this a nice price to start buying up again, and then the price goes higher. So that actually would be a positive signal. On the macro, I have to say I have not changed my bias for this quarter. I'm still pretty bearish. I still think at some point sooner or later we are going to take out the 17,600. And I also still think this is not the bottom yet, but of course on the small time frame, why not? Could we go higher? Like I already said, taking out these highs here actually would be very nice. So let there be no mistake, on the bigger time frame, the macro, I'm still bearish. The play is still inflation fed, interest rate hikes, and Bitcoin is still just following the dollar in the S&P, and therefore I'm still pretty bearish. But who knows, maybe with the latest numbers inflation has peaked out. I also have been very clear and vocal about this, and saying this first needs to come down for a couple of months in a row. We did that here, but then suddenly we had an even month, then went higher, a couple of months in a row, and then maybe we have been peaking out, and here at the same. I want to see a longer period of time where this comes down, and then maybe we have peaked out. Alright, then quickly to the dollar. I have to say the dollar stays very strong. Some people are saying, yeah, but we are going to roll over here. Then kind of this is a bit of the line in the sand where we are right now. You don't want this to go higher. If else, this thing is just retracing a little bit and then just going higher again, and then we can definitely aim for those highs again at 114. I understand that quite some people are getting bullish, but I am still staying pretty cautious, and I'm pretty concerned about what I'm seeing. If this really was something like a lower high, that is nice, but then you want to now really see that rollover in the next couple of days. If else, I'm afraid it's not going to happen anymore. So that is now our first signal. Of course, this is the higher low, and this is then the lower high, but now this needs to go down and also close underneath this low. That's very important. S&P, I'm sorry, I can't say anything else than just looking very weak. I said that if we lose this, then I am aiming for 32.80, and so far, yes, we have dipped below and then we spike back up, but also today we're almost giving back all the gains, so that just looks very bearish to me. You want to see now, maybe for the last few trading hours, a bit of a spike, that this has a candle, and then maybe for the next couple of days higher. If else, I'm stick to my guns and saying this might run a rollover again, and then we're going lower, and then and like I said, 32.80 is then my target. So definitely not out of the woods yet. I'm staying very cautious. I hope that we are going higher, maybe see a little bit of a relief, but also on the indicators, like right now here in the 4 hourly, let me pull this up a little bit, it just looks so damn ugly. Money flow going deep. This has a bit of a trigger wave. Also on the 1 hour, it just looks pretty bad. We had deep red money flow. You would say, well, at some point it was going to go up, and you just barely see any green money flow now coming up. And also on the 12 hour, yes, this is coming up a little bit, but you just see how tiny this was in the green, and right away, boom, back into the red. I am concerned. I know that a lot of people are bullish and saying, yeah, the support hold and we can go higher from here, but yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm like I said, I'm staying cautious. It's still a bear market, so please be careful with your positions. I'm also in one small long right now, but I think I have to cut the trade for the weekend, unfortunately. Because I was hoping to get in on a retrace and then to go further up, so it was going down, entered here, but so far it doesn't really play out. So I think I have to cut the trade, and I will see on Monday again when we come back to the charts. Alright guys, that was then really it. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe. Maybe we can see if we can get our 1 subscriber back. Thank you guys, of course, so much for watching. Feel free to leave me a comment, share this video with your friends. I will also always highly appreciate it, and then I see you guys very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.